Hi, welcome to It's Not That Serious. My name is Ashley,
I'm Tuli.
and today is going to be our first episode. So, welcome.
Yeah, super excited. You know, we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah.
I remember it was like half a year ago.
Yeah, when we
You
first
brought
kind of brought
something
up
up.
the conversations.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'll think about it.
Like, it's a cool idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then recently we just realized it. And
It was time.
Yeah.
It was time.
so this is INTS podcast. It's not that serious. And I think it's a mantra that kind of like fits both of our lives.
For sure.
Can we go into like what it means to you? Because I don't
Yeah.
actually really know like what that mantra means to you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not that serious, kind of reminds me to not take life so seriously. When things
Yeah.
get tough and things like that, kind of just ride the waves. It's not that serious, it's not that deep. Let things go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did I don't know, when did you start like living with that?
I feel like I started kind of embracing it more like over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Like more recently.
yeah, more
Yeah.
recently.
Kind of just like, hey, let that shit go. It's not that serious. Relax.
Yeah.
You know, live in the moment. Kind of just like brush it off. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, for me, it's something that I guess a little deeper meaning is like I live my life kind of whatever happens, happens. And I accept all of my consequences and
sure.
and also all the rewards. So I'm very like go with the flow, and it's a good and bad thing.
Yeah.
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 Because sometimes I don't take things seriously enough.
That's true. I've seen it multiple times in
Yeah.
our lives.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I mean, I think it's very fitting for you and for me as well. And I think, like, it's just a reminder for you to maybe take some things a little bit more seriously. For me,
Yeah.
to let things go a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, that's our podcast. I hope you guys, enjoy and follow along with us. We're just gonna talk about, random topics, anything that, we're thinking about throughout the week. Occasionally, we'll bring on guests. I think this first episode, it's kind of like just a get to know you, get to know us. Ashley and I, our history, we've known each other for like 15 years now.
Yeah, since high school.
Yeah,
End of-
yeah.
end of
Should we
my
just
sophomore
go
year?
to origin story?
Yeah, we could do origin
Just do
story.
origin
Yeah,
story.
why not?
Yeah. How did you end up in Greenfield?
So, as a kid, I was always going to schools like far in the suburbs. And then I kind of was going through some, adolescent changes, kind of fell out, and decided to move back with my mom. My mom lived in this area
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah,
we're in
yeah.
now. And so then I transferred. It was a big change for me. I was going through a lot of changes, like emotionally. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's change schools. Like, I'm sick of these people, whatever, start fresh, start new. It was a big change for me, though, because I was in a predominantly white suburban area school, and then going to our school
Yeah.
was a little bit more diverse. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah. Even though our school wasn't very diverse, it was more diverse than what I was used to.
Wait. Can we go way back?
Yeah.
So, for elementary school, where'd you go?
I went to suburban school.
Okay.
I was in that school district from like first grade to sophomore year.
Yeah, and then.
And I knew like all the same friends, like whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What suburb? Why is it so suburban?
Oh,
school?
it was in Brookfield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I didn't
yep.
know that.
So I went to Brookfield all the way from first grade to sophomore year.
Okay.
So it was like Brookfield, kind of rich white kids.
Yeah, and who are you staying with?
I was staying, well, with my mom and also my uncle and my aunt.
Okay, and then your
Yeah.
mom moved out later.
Yep.
Oh, I get it. I see.
Yep. And so I was like, well, I kind of had a falling out with my family, kind of was like, where should I live? Ended up going with my mom, transferred. It was a big, I guess, cultural shock for me to be around people that look like me, or kind of, I don't have to like hide that I'm from the inner city.
Yeah.
Because we had a lot of inner city kids come to our school.
Yeah.
Because our school's kind of like on the border.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I kind of got a sense of like, oh, I could be my full self here, and like not have to like hide that like, oh, I may not have a lot of money, or my family doesn't have a lot of money. Like it's a lot of
Yeah.
like more middle class students that went there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like the complete opposite for me.
Yeah, for you
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
different because you like grew up in this area, didn't you?
No, I went to, I was Southside Milwaukee,
Okay.
right by like the domes. So I went to MPS. And so if we go way back, I started off, there's a school called Academy of Accelerated Learning. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah.
It's like the OG Hmong.
Atlas, right?
Atlas?
Wait.
Academy of Accelerated Learning. It's on like 70s,
I don't know.
72nd Street or something. But it was like the Hapa before Hapa.
Okay.
It was
so
like
was
the-
it like a lot of Hmong kids there?
Yeah, yeah. It was an
Okay.
OG Hmong school.
Okay.
When when we were little, if you were to go to a Hmong school, like that's where you're
That was
going.
it.
Because Hapa didn't exist yet.
Yeah.
The principal at Hapa actually was my first grade teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So like second grade, after second grade, I moved to a different school, but it was downtown Milwaukee.
Okay.
So
Dang. So
I-
you were kind of like all over the place.
yeah, I
You're
started
like all
off
over the city.
in like just a Hmong school.
Yeah.
And then I went to my first like diverse school.
Yeah.
It was like maybe 2 or 3 other Hmong kids.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just around, just around everyone, very multicultural. And the classes were really small. So I went all the way through like middle school.
Okay.
And the 6th grade was just like 2 classes.
What?
7th grade was just like 2 or 3. And 8th grade.
That's crazy.
Well, actually, it was just like 1. It was just 1. So it
Okay.
was 1 6th grade, 1 7th, and 1 8th. But then like we were all kind of like close and together.
Yeah.
So, if you have 1 7th grade class, like if I'm in 7th grade, I'm talking to like the 8th graders too,
Right.
So it felt like really small. And we were in school together ever since 3rd grade. So
So y'all were like super close knit. So everybody kind of knew everybody.
And then I went to Greenfield and I felt like, I don't know, like such an outcast. Like I felt like I wasn't able to be myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
And-
super opposite. I never knew that.
Yeah, and I wonder if like I felt like a lot of the other inner city Milwaukee kids at MPS transfers kind of felt the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. For like 6 months, I was just at the lunch table by myself.
That's crazy.
But I was cool with it.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was like a choice that I made.
Yeah.
That I was like, I'm just gonna walk around by myself.
Yeah.
Because I already had my gang. My
Right.
MPS gang.
Yeah.
It was like after school and stuff. Like those were the people I was talking to.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It took me a really long time to kind of like open up to Greenfield. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. Like looking back, I felt like it was a positive experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was cool with it. Yeah.
That's crazy. That like for you it was the opposite from how I felt, because I was around like suburban area the whole time, and
Yeah.
like being a little bit closer to the city was like, oh,
Yeah.
I like this. Like this is a good medium for me. And then for you, it's
I moved out of the city.
all I had was like the Hmong people and like my inner
Yeah.
city people. No, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still keep in touch with some of them, like very distantly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it was a cool upbringing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Awesome. Oh wait, how do you remember like us meeting?
I feel like because there weren't a lot of Hmong kids at our school,
Okay.
I feel like I was like, oh, this is a Hmong kid and he's in my grade. Like, dang, we should talk, or like I should be friends with him. Like I had
Yeah.
like throughout my whole like childhood, I really didn't have a lot of like Hmong friends. Like I only had like white friends, like black friends from like the inner city that I would like go to the bus with.
Yeah.
And then I like barely hung out with any Hmong people like growing up. So I was
Yeah.
like, dang, this is my opportunity to make a Hmong friend. Because even at my other school, there was only like maybe 2 or 3 Hmong kids in the whole school.
Okay.
Like in my
Brookfield.
grade, like I think I was like the only like Hmong kid, and I'm not
Yeah.
even full Hmong.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
like the same when we went to Greenfield. Kind
Yeah.
of the same.
But I
But,
mean, like there
yeah.
were handfuls of like families that kind of went to Greenfield,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they were just all in different grades and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But I feel like for us in our grade, it was just us two.
I think so.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
kind of just like gravitated towards each other. I think it was like lunch.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember
That was like
either.
over 10 years ago.
That's why I wanted to ask you.
I think
was-
maybe like lunch,
Yeah.
or it could have been an extracurricular. Like I'd say like maybe volleyball or something, if even that.
I don't know if we ever had any
I don't
classes
think we had
or anything.
I don't think we had any classes together.
No.
You were always like super smart, and I always kind of like took like the dumb basic classes, to be honest.
Nah, man.
Dude, you
I
took
don't know.
hella APs.
I don't know, but it wasn't right. Yeah.
Yeah, we had no classes together.
Yeah.
Like I think like in our friend group now, like as like adults,
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of us. Well, you probably had some AP classes with some of them, but I think the only person in our group was Cesar that I had a class with
Yeah,
in
yeah.
high school.
I had classes with Sace.
Yeah. Otherwise, I didn't really have any classes. I think the only time we really hung out was like at lunchtime
Mm-hmm.
or after school.
Yeah, or like down the hallway or something.
Yeah, or like see each other in the hallways.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to remember like the earliest moment or like when we introduced each other, and I don't remember.
I don't remember either, to be honest. I want to say like lunch.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah, like all of a sudden you
Yeah.
just like
Hi,
walk to
can
my
I
lunch
sit-
table.
Hi, can I sit here?
I guess, yeah, I guess that.
Hi, you're Asian. Can I sit with you?
Yeah. I do remember like when we didn't know each other
Yeah.
and I was walking down, I'm like, oh, it's a dark skinned Asian.
Oh, she looks like me.
Yeah, dude, man, back then I was like hella dark. I was really
no,
dark.
you were super dark
I
when
was
we
really
were
dark.
when we were younger.
Yeah, and then-
you always had a tan.
And then there's like Andy and there's Andy and Chi
Mm-hmm.
and there was
Tammy and Jordan.
yeah, and they're all like light.
They're all, like,
you know,
light-skinned
I'm
Asians.
the dark skinned Asian, and yeah, I saw you. I'm like, oh, it's another dark skinned Asian. But then it was just like I just saw you, but I don't remember like the moment like we met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to say it had to be like lunch or through a mutual friend.
Yeah,
Yeah. Otherwise, don't remember.
I do remember in the high school years, like we got to a point where you were telling me about like your relationships
Oh my
and like
God.
those problems,
Yeah.
but I don't remember like too much of it. Like I don't remember us getting close, but like I'm thinking back, I'm like, yeah, you were like in a relationship and you
I
had
was in
issues
high school, yeah.
and you had like issues with friends, and I'm like, how did I know all this stuff?
I I have no idea.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy that like those small conversations that like lead to like bigger connections and stuff like that, we don't really
Yeah,
remember them or like reflect on them as
Yeah.
deeply as like in that moment. Like in this moment, I need to tell Tuli this. Like I
Yeah.
want to confide in him. But like what led up to those moments? No idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sticking to the high school stuff, do you
Yeah.
think about like the version of yourself back then,
Oh,
like
for
in
sure.
any way?
Yeah.
Kind of, I don't know, like in a growth aspect or like regret aspect, or I don't know, like how do you reflect on that version of yourself?
I feel like I obviously was super immature. You know, I was dealing with mental health issues without knowing I was dealing with mental health issues.
Yeah.
Like, and especially like the stigma behind it back then. Kind of like, keep that shit to yourself. Like, we don't want to hear about it. Like, you're just a sad emo girl. And like, yeah,
Yeah.
I was, you know, and I still am. But like, I like learned to embrace it more as an adult versus when I was in high school. I was kind of just like off the rocks.
Yeah.
Like moving with my emotions versus like logically. And like, I think that high school version of me was wanting to fit in so badly and like changing my personality so much. Like I really didn't know who I was. And like you know, although these people made me feel good, were they really the right people for me?
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like in high school I hung out with a lot of different groups, not just like our group that we had.
Yeah, you did.
Like
You
I hung
did.
out with like Mika people, like white people. I hung out with like black people.
Yeah.
But like they were all very separate. Like they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
never together in the same group.
That's true.
Yeah, and so I think like for me hanging out with so many different friend groups, it was kind of like I kind of need this validation. Like where do I feel most comfortable or where do I feel most like me, you know? And I think that's what always kind of like brought me back to like our friend group is because like everybody's so we're like diverse, but then like the way that we think, we don't all think the same, but it's different enough where we can like bounce off of each other and like
Yeah.
learn from each other or keep each other in check, like, oh, you're fucking up, like do something better, you know? And we're okay to have those conversations.
Yep.
But with a lot of those earlier friendships, I feel like they were just, oh, let's go out, do you want to go do this, oh, you want to go, you know, here after school.
Yeah, it's so like single
Surface
layered.
level.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, surface
level. is a
Surface
better way of
level.
saying it. Yeah.
But I think that high school me definitely should have just like stuck to herself.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
know, we're all young.
Right.
We're all learning. Like when you're describing it, like it just makes sense.
Right.
You know, that's
Adolescence.
that age.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
age. You don't really know yourself. You don't know what
Yeah.
the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
Your parents don't know what the hell they're doing. You know? And it's just like, even if we had a rough day, right? We're not going to want to talk to our parents about it. Like, let's
Yeah.
be real. Like, at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
age, like, I don't want to talk to my parents about my feelings.
Yeah, and we have,
Yeah.
you know, like Asian parents. We're not typically like that, anyways.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. We're not like, let's talk about your day. How was your day,
Yeah.
sweetie? Like,
we
no.
don't even eat like dinner at the table every day.
Yeah,
to,
no.
Like, yeah. I
we
don't
don't. Yeah, we didn't do that either. It was just like, food's ready. Go get your own plate.
Shit, my household was like, I mean, all right, I don't want to throw shade at my parents, but yeah, my parents were busy, so like my siblings, we would come home and we'd have to just like survive on our own.
Fend for yourself.
Yeah,
I feel like,
like-
that was me a lot of the time too. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're hungry, like make eggs.
Make eggs, make noodles.
Yeah, make your own
pizza
food.
rolls in the microwave.
Yeah. A lot of times we did have like leftovers and stuff, but like you gotta heat that shit up
Yo,
yourself.
and
you
if there's no rice, you got to make your own rice.
know? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move past high school.
Okay.
So there's a period from like age 20 to like 26, 27.
I think those are like our college, quote unquote, college
Yeah.
phase and like early adulthood, finding
Yeah.
our careers stage.
Yeah, but then that whole period, like we didn't really talk that much.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Honestly, I
we,
didn't really talk to anybody.
oh.
Like
you're
I
s-
was in
yeah.
like a party phase. Like
Oh.
go out, experience the college life, like
Yeah.
see what else there is out there for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened through those years. I
I-
just remember you were in the party house with Cesar.
Yes, we lived together for like a year.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that year, like I kind of know where you're at, but like what? I don't know.
I was in a relationship in college, like my first 2 years in college. And so I got really caught up in that. I thought like, wow, this is what it is to be in a serious relationship. Oh, this is nice. We're meeting new friends. Like, you know, learning about more people, like out of town people especially. Like that's when college hit, met a ton of people at college. You know, people come from other cities, other states and stuff. And I was super into like socializing, partying. Like I never like really partied that hard, but like I was into going out and like socializing, doing like the college events and like
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I think that's when I built a lot of those surface level friendships again.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
looking for more of that validation of like, oh, do I fit in here or do I fit in there? But I think ultimately, like, I was neglecting a lot of myself during those years.
Yeah.
Definitely was a lot of finding myself as an adult.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What about for you?
For me, I dropped out of school at 19.
Yeah, I think
So-
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I went for like 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like dropping out of school was the most like,
I felt like a disappointment to my family.
oh, really for you?
Yeah.
Oh man, for me it was the most enlightening thing.
Yeah.
It was like for the first time in my life I felt free. And I thought it would be like moving out, going to college, like you're on your own, you feel free, but when I dropped out, I felt like, wow, I could do anything I want.
Yeah.
And right away I was like, Mom and Dad, I'm gonna move out because whatever happens, I want like all that burden on me.
Yeah. Like it was your choice.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's my choice. I want to like feel the world, learn more about the world. So from, 20 or 19 to like 26, 27, I was just grinding, like learning as much as I
Yeah.
could. And I was in a serious relationship too with my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Y'all
got
dated
married
for a
at-
long time.
Yeah, married at 23. But yeah, I just felt like my 20s was just not wasted, but used to like work. And now, we reconnected like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's been really awesome, like reconnecting and kind of having each other in our lives again.
For sure. I think now we're in a more compatible place in our lives
Yeah.
where, we can talk about more adult things,
Yeah.
like more mature things.
Yeah,
and
just
like
more mature.
have these deeper conversations with one another. And like, I think sometimes we do disagree on like our views in life because like you view life very like go with the flow. I'm
Yeah.
like very type A person. Like,
I didn't know we disagreed.
no, we don't disagree, but I think
Oh.
like we can have those like debates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of debates.
Yeah, I agree. I think so
Yeah.
too, but like in a good way.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna just like I quit.
Yeah. So we're turning 30 soon.
Yes, very soon. For me.
So looking ahead, so we went past a little bit of present, like what's ahead for you?
I think what's ahead for me, I wanna keep growing in my career. I think I'm finally in a career where I can see myself doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
The flexibility my job has, and like not only that, like the mental stimulation as well keeps me engaged with what I'm doing. So I definitely want to like grow in my career, make more money, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah, you just moved out. You're on
yeah,
your
I just
own?
moved
Like,
out. I'm on my own.
Do you feel like 30s are going to be your prime?
I feel like 30s is gonna be my prime.
Yeah,
like
I feel the same.
I really do. Like
Yeah.
I think 20s was all about the struggle, all about the mental like fights and things like that
Yeah.
within yourself,
Like,
right?
yeah, figuring shit out.
Yeah.
Like internally and externally, like
Uh-huh.
just everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people take advantage of their 20s in that way.
Right.
Like people go into their 30s still thinking exactly the way that they were when they were 20. And like
Yeah.
that is not me and that is not you.
Right,
you know?
right,
And
yeah.
so I think definitely 30s is going to be my prime. I feel like I can understand myself in a way like I can see myself from outside now.
Yeah.
Like, is this really how you want to be acting? Is this really the moves and the choices that you want to make?
Yeah.
Like we've done all those mistakes already. Do we want to repeat ourselves? You know?
That's a good way to look at it, like seeing yourself from outside.
Yeah.
I think when I look at my past, that's how I view it, like from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
But in my present, my future, I'm not thinking about that. And I think it'd be a good perspective.
Yeah. I think I don't do it all the time, but I think it's important to do it once in a while.
Okay.
Just to like, hey, check yourself.
I don't know. Do you have any other questions?
I mean, we can talk about ourselves all day, I feel like.
Yeah, I think so.
But, for the sake of time, I think we can let our listeners look forward to the next episode
Yeah.
and go from there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna learn a lot about, each other throughout this series, and yeah, I just realized thinking about like questions and stuff, I don't know too much about you.
No, and I was coming up with these questions too. Like, it's funny because we had like a whole set of questions. We
Yeah.
barely asked each other. Well, I didn't use any of my questions.
I don't know. I was interested in the origin story.
No, yeah. I think that's a great place to start.
Yeah.
And like, hey, let's start from the beginning. How do we even know each other?
Yeah.
How
How
did
do we
even
know
get
each
here?
other? Like,
I feel like a lot of people
what were you up to?
that we have mutuals of don't even know that we know each other.
Yeah.
And for this long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool.
Yeah. And, we're friends, but, like, like, I don't know, like, how you're feeling and, like,
Right. I feel like
your goals and...
we're close friends, but
Yeah.
like we don't talk every day.
We're just so
Like,
independent.
we
We're
are.
just so
we are.
independent that, and, like, I know myself, I'm a pretty, like, shielded person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, like, just show off my whole life
Right.
out there. And you might be the same type. I'm not, like...
learned how to be more private with my life.
Yeah, I'm also not digging into other people's lives, so
Right.
like I don't know a lot about a lot of people.
I think right now we're at the phase of like we don't care to know unless
Yeah.
like they want to tell us.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm not gonna go searching for these answers, but if
Yeah.
they want to talk to me, my door's open. I think we both feel like that.
Yeah.
Like if we have something to talk about, our door's open. But like I'm not gonna be like, hey, I saw you were a little down today. How are you? You know?
Yeah. So you guys are gonna get to know us a lot better.
Yeah.
Probably more than I know myself right now. I don't know. Catch us on the next episode.
Yeah, and feel free to let us know what topics you guys want us to talk about. I mean, for right now, our outline is pretty much very open-ended. We're
Yeah.
kind of just doing whatever we feel in that week.
Yeah.
I mean, we just wanted to finally launch this. So I think this is a great start. Feel
Yeah.
free to let us know what you guys want to hear, what hot takes. Tuli loves hot takes.
Oh, I'm ready for a debate. You brought it up, so now I'm like, I wasn't sure like what we could touch and not touch. I mean, I still don't know, but yeah. Bring up some topics. Thank you guys so much for listening. Join us along for the ride, and hopefully it's only gonna get better from here.
Yeah, for sure.